Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are talking about Greeny yet again, and the price point, and we'll also talk about a Epiphone version as well that we will surely see in the foreseeable future. So Gibson's long-awaited USA standard Kurt Hammett Greeny Les Pauls launches at $3,199, nearly $17,000 less than its custom shop sibling, and yeah, what is that, like $47,000 less than that crazy like one for one replica. So the Greeny comes with a considerable more accessible price tag that's not much more than a modern day Les Paul standard. Yeah, Les Paul standards are going for $3,000. So Gibson has officially launched what is perhaps the most anticipated signature guitar history, the USA standard Kurt Hammett Greeny Les Paul. We priced at $3,199. The firm first detailed the USA standard option a few weeks back alongside the announcement of the painstaking $20,000 custom shop reproduction of the legendary instrument. Now it has opened orders and announced a price that shaves some 85% off the custom shop's offering. The Greeny is renowned, first for its famous owners. You got Peter Green, obviously, Gary Moore, and then Kurt. Aside from its pedigree, one of Gibson's stored 1959 burst, it carries a famous technical quirk, as the neck pickup was accidentally installed the wrong way around. As such, when played in the middle position with both pickups selected, it creates a partially out-of-phase tone that Peter Green came to lean on heavily in his early Fleetwood Mac recordings. When this guitar passed on to Hammett's hands, the Metallica man began to work with Gibson to document and analyze the instrument. The now notoriously Slavic studies led to several high-end reissues, including a strictly limited $50,000 custom shop collector's edition, and the more recent Murphy Lab aged $20,000 custom shop build. Both of those runs have proven to be enormously successful despite the massive price point. Gibson's initial custom shop stock, the 20K model, is said to have sold out the first morning of the announcement. USA standard Greeny still represents a considerable chunk of change in the day of affordable overseas products, but compared with the Gibson USA standard line, looks to represent a reasonable value. Yeah, no, I would buy this thing over a standard 50s in a heartbeat, 100%. For instance, it's only $200 above the price of a standard 50s, and is on the cheaper end of the USA standard signature Les Pauls, which starts at $29.99 or $2,999. We're not sure if that will fully justify the purchase in the eyes of your significant other account hungry children, but it's a start. Most of the savings is achieved by producing in its Gibson main factory as opposed to the meticulous eye of the firm's boutique custom shop. Inevitably, for some compromises have also had to have been made in the specs, of course, and components. For instance, the USA standard favors an unblemished, which I like. I'm not a big fan of the old worn-out guitar look, AAA maple top, over a carefully reproduced wear of the custom shop Murphy Lab aging process. So elsewhere, it's loaded with a Greeny Burker pickups, so not your standard burst buckers, which are still proprietary, but are probably not going to have the same nuisance as custom shop produced units found in the more expensive model. The neck is also a standard 50s vintage profile, so 59 style, not a baseball bat, not a standard thin. So if you don't like the 50s profile, this is not going to be for you, rather than a complete copy of the car found on the original Greeny. Nonetheless, it is still a high-end build in the grand scheme of the 21st century guitar production, and more importantly, one that will place those killer out-of-phase LP tones and hands on mere mortals. If the USA standard still feels a bit out of reach, there is going to be an Epiphone Greeny that is currently in development behind closed doors. Meantime, go to the Gibson website for more specs, which sure, why not? The one noticeable difference, minus the neck, obviously. Not a big fan of the wood grain back here. The tuners, you're going to get Grovers as opposed to, I believe, Schallers. So, you're going to have a difference with tuners. Looks like the back is an entire satin finish. The front looks more gloss. No pickguard screws at all. I am actually curious if it'll come with a pickguard screw. You got the mismatched knobs. ABR1, it was probably more of a... This is most likely a Nashville. I doubt it's a true ABR1. But it's got the adjustment pieces, which I think that's a kind of a plus in my mind anyway. Really, honestly, nothing on the truss rod cover. You would think, it would have his signature, um, but it doesn't. There's your production model, Grover's. It is kind of interesting because I don't know if they're gonna like maybe include a truss rod cover or include a back plate or something with this. But the fact of the matter is, besides the mismatched knobs and maybe the finish is a little bit different, I would say. It's kind of more of that faded, 59 style finish, as opposed to the actual custom shop version, which I think they have somewhere around. But this is significantly cheaper. This is something that I am debating if I want to purchase, because I mean there is that one Les Paul that I really really want. There's a specific color I really really like, but the fact of the matter is this is a really nice guitar. Pretty cool, mahogany, nitro, AAA, standard Gibson stuff. 50s profile, which I like that. I like the Graphtec nut. I do wish the acrylic trapezoids were actual mother of pearl, but at this price point, not going to happen. I do prefer, actual mother of pearl. Medium jumbo frets, no issue there. Nickel finish, I kind of like chrome a little bit better than nickel, being chrome holds up a bit more than nickel. Nickel looks nice, don't get me wrong, but chrome is also pretty nice. Yeah, they're calling it an ABR1 tunematic, but most likely in Nashville, that's my guess. Grover-O-Matic, contemporary buttons. Amber hat top knobs, gold hat top knobs, so a combo. Adjustable truss rod, aluminum stop bar. And you got the Greeny with reverse magnetized polarity, reverse mounted. Standard three-way, hand wired with orange drop caps. Then you got the string gauge is 10 to 46. It does come with a hard shell case and some Gibson accessories, but this is really good if you want a signature guitar that nobody can tell is a signature guitar. I mean, honestly, you just swap those two knobs out. That's kind of the giveaway. Maybe switch the neck pickup back around, and yeah, everybody will just think you have a Gibson Les Paul Standard, which is pretty cool. I just want to talk about the Epiphone version real quick, and then that'll be all she wrote for this video. But I'm digging on this guitar right now. The Epiphone version, you're probably going to be looking at a third of the price, so roughly $1,200. Probably same finish. I doubt we're getting mismatched knobs. May or may not. For that price, we probably will get the Gibson pickups. I don't know if they'll be Greeny pickups, but I can guarantee you they will be some sort of Gibson pickup. Tuners, probably Grover's as well. Yeah, then obviously a poly finish versus Nitrocelio at Los, in case you're wondering about the finish options. But I might wait, because I mean this is something where they're going to have it around for a little while at the very least, so can compare it to the Epiphone version, and if I think the price point is better going over to Epiphone, I might go that route instead. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, and I'll keep you updated too when the Epiphone version comes out, because I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to buy that as well. So there you have it. There's the price point for the standard version 2023 Greeny Les Paul. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one, and don't forget to subscribe.